Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are on planet Earth. Spinning in its orbit, spinning around the sun, and rotating 24 hours a day. Andy Revkin here from the Earth Institute at Columbia University. We're going to have a great musical morning. The Nields will be here, Nerissa and Katryna, in a little bit, and we have a really nice surprise. We're going to do an experiment from Western Massachusetts, where Katie Coleman, astronaut who's a wonderful flute player and musician, has teamed up with my good friends, the Trouble Sisters, who are there at Katie's place. It'll be an experiment. We got to make sure that the internet is good enough. But I'm going to play a little tune here from the Nields, who'll be on in about a half hour, and this is from their website. So let's hear a little bit. And this was written in 2017, before the unrest and the surge of determination to make the world have a more level playing field. So this was a song they did back in 2017 called Tyrants Always Fall.
This is the truth of who I am, and it's taken me my whole life to celebrate. I won't go back. You can give me a number, slap on a label, tell me I won't be welcome at your table, but I won't bow down to the tyrants anymore. We are the grown-ups now. Think of all those times we've been down and dissed. We are made of strong stuff. We are made for this. And tyrants always fall. This is the truth we've always known. There isn't a lightning bolt to set things right, to bring us home. It's gonna take all our courage, take all our actions, take every heart in every single faction, and it's gonna take time. Some of us won't live that long.
So good morning, everybody. That is the Nields, and they will be here in a few minutes. So I'm going to sing a tune while my other friends are getting ready to come on. I hope you're having a good morning wherever you are, despite the complexities and challenges we all face right now. It's still a very disturbing moment in the world, and the United States particularly is facing extraordinary challenges as we deal with the reality that we're a very variegated nation, and we're facing a common threat with deep complexity and with challenges all around. And I see Charles Rotter's not so happy with that song. I'm not so happy with tyrants. I'm not so happy with some of the aspects of extreme protest sometimes too, but they have every right to sing their song, and they'll be here. You can talk to them in a bit. Other comments coming on. There's Charles Rotter saying truly disgusting, and Jamie Lewis saying great song. You know, as I said, we are a very variegated species. We all have different interests and cultural backgrounds, and I'm trying to find and navigate a common thread here focused on what makes us all come together. And we'll never always cooperate. And we'll never always agree, but there are ways to cooperate even if we disagree. And that's the focus of all the sessions I do here on Sustain What. And again, in a few minutes, we'll be joining some of my other musical friends. And I'm going to sing a tune that has nothing to do with any of this to just demonstrate that music is what it is. So hold on a second. Although this is something that it's about something we all have to deal with, no matter what your politics are. Bills. Bills, 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 pile up every day. Bills, 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 got no cash to pay. Bills, 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 they never go away. What is a man to do? I'm in the red, I got no green, and I'm feeling so blue. I ain't what you call a spendthrift, I don't have fancy taste. Car that gets from A to B, a roof and a bed and a color TV. But I never get out from under, always deep in debt. Every dollar that I earn is gone before I cash my check. Because these bills, bills, bills pile up every day. Bills, 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 got no cash to pay. Bills, 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 they never go away. What is a man to do? I'm in the red, I got no green, and I'm feeling so blue. Rent and taxes, girls and exes, gas and electric too. Phone and heat and beer and meat, does that sound rich to you? Someday I'll dynamite the mailbox, move to a new zip code, fall in love with an heiress with a basement filled with gold. Meantime, these bills, bills, bills pile up every day. Bills, 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 got no cash to pay. Bills, 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 they never go away. What is a man to do? I'm in the red, I got no green, and I'm feeling so blue. What is a man to do? I'm in the red, I got no green, and I'm feeling so blue. Bills. And we've got mega trillions in bills now, because a little viroid particle escaped and moved around the world in ways that no one adequately anticipated or responded to. But today's show is about arts and hearts. We'll get back into the data and decisions during the week. Thanks, Dan Thaler. Beautiful day on the river this morning. I hope you're out on there. I do see Katie Coleman, and my good friends are, oh my gosh, are they rehearsing? Let's see. Can any of you speak and say hi? They do have a lag problem there in the countryside. As we've said here repeatedly, the nation still has these huge gaps in our digital capacity to connect and foster
Just
change.
tell them now. So let's see what.
So guys, can you hear me? Oh, they're going to go away again. We'll figure that out. We will figure that out, and the Nields will be with us here shortly. I'm going to sing a couple of tunes myself again if we can't get them to work.
Can we try one, Andy? Can you hear
of course.
us?
Yes.
The other alternative is that we are plugged.
Just play, guys, girls.
Andy?
Play.
No,
He's giving us a thumbs up. Play.
Come on and take a walk with me through this green and growing land. Walk through the meadows and the mountains and the sand. Walk through the valleys and the rivers and the plains. Walk through the sun and walk through the rain. Here is a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. For her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Glory shall rest on her soul. From Colorado, Kansas, and the Carolinas to Virginia and Alaska, from the old to the new, Texas and Ohio and the California shore. Tell me who could ask for more. Here is a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. For her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Glory shall rest on her soul. Yet she's only as rich as the poorest of the poor, only as free as a padlocked prison door, only as strong as our love for this land, only as tall as we stand. Here is a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. For her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Glory shall rest on her soul. Yet our land is still troubled by those who have to hate. They twist away our freedom and they twist away our fate. Fear is their weapon, treason is their cry. We can stop them if we try. Here is a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. Oh, her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Glory shall rest on her soul, on her soul.
That was beautiful, and it came through beautifully. Fantastic.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Do we have time for a second song or not really?
Totally,
Now that we
of course.
finally got it set up.
Karen, just play. You're
Okay,
great.
like we're
Sounds
going to
great.
do one more song because it's so iffy. It's
This
so
is great.
iffy.
Go for it right now.
business.
Do it.
Oh,
Do it.
okay. And Katie knows this one, so she's going to play with us. Oh, she needs one more minute. One more minute. Oh, no, we got to just start. No, just let's go.
I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me. These past few days I've been afraid I might slip away. Telling old stories, singing songs, make me think about where I come from. That's the reason why I seem so far away today. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. If I should become a stranger,
it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had.
I've been moved, I kept on moving.
Prove the points that I needed proving.
Lost a friend, I needed losing.
Found others on the way. I've kissed the laddies, left them crying. Stolen dreams, there's no denying.
Traveled hard, with conscience flying.
Somewhere with the wind. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had.
I'm sitting here beside the fire.
Empty room, the forest choir.
Flames that couldn't get much higher.
Whither now they're gone. I'm steady thinking, my way is clear. I know what I must do tomorrow.
The hands I'm shaking, kisses blow.
I will disappear. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Yay, Katie! Katie Coleman with the Trouble Sisters. Woo!
That's just fantastic.
You did it, Andy.
Absolutely
You got it
fantastic.
together.
Oh, Katie, it's Katie.
Thank
It's
you, Andy. This is
do more.
That was Katie playing the
More.
flute with us. Yes.
Can you do one more?
Oh, another one. Okay. Yeah.
This is
We're
too
going to
good.
do Union Maid. Would you have Okay. This is so exciting. Can you see the backdrop behind us? How beautiful it is.
Absolutely.
Let's see if Josh can show the backdrop a little bit.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's a wonderful
Yeah.
thing to be able to connect with you.
It's so gorgeous here.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm so impressed with the connection. I just tweeted that it takes an astronaut to work out the technology for this kind of thing.
it was a group effort, definitely. It was definitely, and Josh set up lights for us. It's awesome.
Wow.
We've got a whole setup here. It's
And
great.
you're doing this in B flat,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
B flat.
Yes.
Yeah, they're closer. Okay, here we go.
There once was a union maid who never was afraid
Of the things and the kings and the company pigs and the deputy sheriff who made the raid.
She went to the union hall.
A meeting it was called, and when the
Pony boys
came down, they always stood her ground. Oh, you can't scare me, I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. You can't scare me, I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union till the day I die.
Oh, this union maid was wise to the tricks of the company spies. She'd never be fooled by the company stools she'd organized. That was that she'd always get her way. Struck for high and there, she'd show her cards to the company guard, and this is what she'd say.
Oh, you can't scare me. I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. You can't scare me. I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union till the day I die. Oh, you women who want to be free, try to fight in history, the fight for women's rights. Now girls will unite, so take Mother Jones and Panda close to the front of every fight. Oh, you can't scare me, I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. You can't scare me, I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union till the day I die.
One more time.
Oh, you can't scare me, I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. Oh, you can't scare me, I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union till the day I die.
All right.
And I don't think you'd ever heard that song before, have you?
Pretty good.
She never heard it before, Andy.
Improv.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And
How wonderful.
David Ross is here with us. And
Hi,
wonderful.
David.
How
Hi.
wonderful.
I see Reggie Harris in the green room. He'll be up shortly.
A new
Oh,
addition to the
yay.
Trouble Sisters. More trouble. More trouble.
Yeah. While we have the,
Trouble over here.
while we have this great connection and you guys are doing so well, if you can do one more, that would just be fantastic.
One more. Maybe we'll do that slow one, the Orphan Girl that we did last
yeah.
night. Yeah, that's easy. G.
I am an orphan on God's highway. I'll share my troubles if you go my way. I have no mother, no father, no sister, and no brother. I am an orphan girl. I have known friendship, pure and golden, but the ties of kinship, I have not known them. I know no mother, no father, no sister, and no brother. I am an orphan girl. But when he calls me, I will be able to meet my family at God's table. I'll meet my mother, my father, my sister and my brother. No more an orphan girl. Precious Savior, make me willing and walk beside me till I am with them. Be my mother, my father, my sister and my brother. I am an orphan girl.
Oh, we should have done Harriet Tubman. I was thinking after I started that song. Darn it.
Well, if you can hear me okay, there's no reason you can't stick around and maybe do another.
There we go.
It's great to have you here. Also, I want to introduce Reggie.
It's so nice to see you and have these guys here. And we were pretty able to keep socially distant, which has been pretty nice. It's nice enough
fantastic.
outside and wind's blowing.
It's nice to finally be able to sing in real harmony.
I think that's Reggie in there.
That's
Hi,
Reggie.
Reggie.
Hi,
And-
ladies. Great to
Hi,
see you.
Reggie.
And Nerissa and Katryna are here as well.
Oh, nice. Nerissa and Katryna, do you remember us from the Heath Fair? We've all been together there.
Oh, hold on, they're muted right now.
Oh, okay.
They can unmute in a minute, perhaps. Reggie, how you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Hanging in there, one day at a time.
Yeah.
One.
Been quite a week. I spent most of last week in Michigan
Wow.
and had a little bit of downtime, but also working on some projects and then actually the highlight of the week, whatever. I ended up on a podcast for CNN.
Related to
with my
that,
28-year
was it related to the family history story?
It was. I was on with my cousin Clayton, and we talked to Don Lemon for about an hour about our statue, but also just the general sense of change in history and the need to educate people beyond what they think they know. And then he brought in, they did a really nice piece. They brought in a historian to sort of frame things. So
Wow.
that was kind of and then at the end of the week, I think my car may have died. So
Just to add that little extra,
yeah,
just
just a
extra
little.
push.
How have you
And,
been?
I'm okay. I'm doing these sessions during the week that are pretty intense and on the tougher issues. This coming week on Wednesday, we're doing one on preparedness, like readiness for any kind of disaster. We clearly weren't ready for this
Oh
one.
wow.
And so I'm having a couple of the world's leading people on. The head of the National Center for Disaster Preparedness will be on the program. So the week is like that, and that's why I always look forward to these Sunday sessions, because they're, as I say, they're about arts and hearts, less about the stuff we have to grind through thinking about policy. But that's important
Wow.
too. So it's great to have you here, and David Ross as well. And I want,
David.
if Katryna and Nerissa, I guess you are unmuted. Maybe you guys can say hi and
Hello.
tell us how you're doing and where in the world are you? Where do you hang out?
We live in Northampton, Massachusetts. We're really lucky. We are neighbors. So we actually
Right.
see each other all the time, and our kids are buddies. So I feel like we're pretty privileged in this crazy time. And
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to mute. Let me just mute their mic. Oh, there it goes. Okay. The one thing we can't do is a lot of crosstalk. Sorry. So could you just repeat a little bit? You said you're in you're a wonderful part of Massachusetts, and you live nearby. But
we're neighbors with each other, and our kids are friends.
That's so cool.
It's
Reggie a week or two ago was on with Magpie, and I didn't realize they live right across the street from each other,
Oh,
the
my
road,
goodness,
and so
I
they
knew
were on
that.
together.
Reggie, it's so good to see you.
And to both of you as well.
Oh, I miss you. I see you on Facebook, and I love looking at your posts and sharing them. You're terrific.
And
Well,
David
big
Ross,
love.
if you want to say hi too, now's a good time.
Yeah, and I've got a guest here with me, Mr. Patrick Jones.
Oh, in studio. Look at that. My God.
So we've been slowly working our way back up to playing together, staying a comfortable distance, but we're both well, and we decided today to try to play a couple songs together for you. And I'm not sure how much time we have, but
Well, we can. Patrick had signed up for the 11:30 hour. If you can hang in there a little bit, I'd love to catch the Nields in this half hour, which is when they were slated to be on the show, if that's okay.
sure.
Okay.
So Katryna and Nerissa, we have never intersected. My wife is a big fan of yours from the '90s onward, and I know your music
Aw.
very well. But I'm sure we were at the same Clearwater Festival at some point or other. But
Oh, yeah, probably.
But,
What a
it's-
beautiful place.
it's great to have you on this wacky little program.
Thank you. I have a sense, I don't know if I'm alone in this, but I always feel as though I have this illusion that I'm just quarantined, but Falcon Ridge is happening. I just can't go there. And it's Clearwater's happening. I just can't go there. Like, does anyone else have that illusion? Do you ever think
Yeah,
that?
well,
Like,
Clearwater,
everybody's-
we did
not
a
in a
virtual.
resentful way, just like, oh yeah, but it's all existing. This is just about me. I'm stuck.
It's all on a different plane, on a different.
Yeah, we did do a Clearwater online session, but it's not even remotely the same to my band. We've played on the boat. We've played.
We
on
didn't
the
get to
sloop.
go on the boat this year. Yeah,
No
what a shame.
boat.
for a decade or more. We've been.
We love going out on the boat and playing for the folks there. That
Yeah.
was always so much fun.
So David and Patrick, if you can kind of hang back that a little bit, that'd be great, and we'll let Reggie and the sisters do their thing for a bit, and then you're still here. You'll be here. And
Sure.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
We're getting messages from Patty that we're a little quieter than you. I can keep turning us up, but I don't want to turn us up too much. Can
It
you let me know if
sounds.
you want a little more volume?
It sounds really good. Whatever you have set there.
Fabulous.
So do you have a tune in mind? I was just playing earlier your one on Tyranny from 2017, which is unfortunately still very apt.
Still very apt.
Well, yeah, becoming more and more obvious, I think, to everybody. Thank God. But let's just hope that voters are allowed to vote in November. That's my big worry right now.
I know. I think that's the
You know,
key question right
following
now. for
carefully
sure.
the work of Stacey Abrams and hoping that all boots are on the ground.
Absolutely, mobilization. Whatever your point of view is on the questions right now. If people aren't voting, then we're in deep trouble.
That's right.
Yep.
Or if they're
And I think
denied.
it's going to be a little tougher to vote than it has been in years past. So we're going to have to get creative, and we're going to have to rely on a lot of small grassroots organizations to get the word out and figure out how to make it so that we can all vote. Because I do believe that if we all get to vote, there's no question who's going to win this election. But that if is pretty big. Well, at the month of the inauguration of this, what Nerissa calls crap, current Republican
American president. I want to pin him with the Republicans. First of all, I hate to say his name. Second of all, it's the Republicans' fault that he's here, and they need to stand up to him. You know, they're all just kind of destroying the country right along with him. They're right in his wake. So, current Republican American president, acronym CRAP.
So during the month of his inauguration, I'd been spending time at my kids' school teaching songs from the civil rights movement, as I did every year, and to celebrate the work of Martin Luther King. And I was on the 4-minute drive from my house to school when, in the week of the inauguration, when this song came to me. And you can tell it is definitely a child of all of the music that I was teaching at the time.
Well, we're gonna need a boat that can sail on stormy seas. There will be days that'll bring us to our knees, praying for strength to carry on. Yeah, we're gonna need a boat, and we're gonna need a song. So we're gonna build a boat made with all our hands, made for you and me, just like this land. So grab a friend and a hammer and a nail, 'cause we're gonna build a boat and we're gonna set sail. Heave away, all away, bound, bound away. We'll make it safe to come back home. Yeah, we're gonna build a boat that fits all of us, no matter what you call that God you trust, no matter where you're from, you love. Yeah, we're gonna build a boat that's big enough. Heave away, all away, bound, bound away. We'll make it safe to come back home. Yeah, we're gonna build a boat that can sail on stormy seas. There will be days and nights that'll bring us to our knees, praying for strength to carry on. Yeah, we're gonna build a boat and we're gonna sing a song. Yeah, we're gonna build a boat and we're gonna sing a song.
That's fantastic. What a beautiful song and rendition. We're going to need a boat and a vote.
And a vote.
Ooh, let's rewrite that song. We're gonna need a vote.
I
Ooh,
think there's
like
a verse
that
you could
idea.
add. That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, you're a genius. Thank you.
That's great.
Oh, no, no,
This
no.
is the folk process for sure.
Yeah.
There you go.
Us
Yeah.
contributing.
I know. Well, the more we can connect, and here, what's really cool here, of course, I mean, we've had musicians on here from Brazil and from Zambia live, interacting with each other, with us from the rural Massachusetts and the Hudson Valley, and oh my God, we're going to hear Claudia Gibson from Wimberley, Texas, shortly, and it's that cross connections that are just so valuable. Reggie, and now we also have David and Jacob Burns in their shop in Beacon, New York, and Reggie up in the Catskills, way upstate New York. Reggie, do you have a tune in mind?
You know, I've been sort of going back and forth between different ones, and yeah, I do. I have many tunes in mind. I just want to say, thank you to the Nields so much for working on voting rights. I want to invite people to. It's not a podcast; it's actually a Zoom session that my Living Legacy project is doing every month. And the last Tuesday of the month, if you go to livinglegacy.org, we are having different people to speak on voting rights and the history of voting rights and present day voting rights. And this month we're having 4 students on, 3 from Tougaloo College and 1 from Nazareth College in Rochester, who are actively working on voting and human rights. And we're going to give them an hour to sort of talk about what they're up to and sort of plug them into this long history of people who are actively trying to counteract many of the measures that obviously have been going on since the revolution. So,
And before.
I think I will do a song that I wrote years ago. It was inspired by a conversation that I almost had with my grandmother. My grandmother used to sit in this big chair in the corner, and we would be in the rest of the room talking about things. And every now and then she would sort of chime in. And basically her message to us, because my sister and I were talking about activism as if at that point we were really activists. It was something we talked about in school, and we talked about what we were going to do to change the world. And my grandmother from her chair said, they kill people for less than what you're talking about. And that stayed in my head for years and years and years until this song popped out. We got to speak up regardless of the fact that, and I know that even in my county here, there's several people mentioned that they were going to do a Black Lives Matters rally, and several people called the local police and they said it's a great event for snipers, and that's kind of what we're dealing with. So even with all of that, we still have to speak up. So. You better watch your step, cause you're beside yourself. Mama says you better shut that mouth before you lose your health. Say they hurt your feelings, it just might take you out before they're through. Mama says that's crazy talk, who died and made you king? People who ain't here no more said that self-same thing. You got to know when to quit it. Be careful where you stick your point of view. If you listen closely, you will recognize the lies. They say that if you fight, you cannot win. And when that train rolls up, hit you right between the eyes, you better know who is and ain't your friend. You got to do what you're doing. Try and set the spark. Say what you're saying. Shout it from your heart. You got to make a change. Stand your ground. Gotta look them in the eye. Just wanna back right down when they call your name. As many have been here before, pushing through the pain. We all stand on their shoulders. Now it's up to us to see it through. It don't take a genius to bring tyrants to their knees. Passion makes you swim against the tide. Well, you may not win the battle, sail stormy seas. Ignorance won't have a place to hide. You got to do what you're doing. Try and set the spark. Say what you're saying. Shout it from your heart. You got to make a change. Stand your ground. Gotta look them in the eye. Recognize. They say to fight you cannot win. When you feel up, hit you right between the eyes. Pick yourself right up and start again. You got to do what you're doing. Try and set the spark. Say what you're saying. Shout it from your heart. You got to make a change. Stand your ground.
Absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad that we're able to do this. I'm so glad you're able to be here. It's just great.
It's always good. Well, I tell you, I get so much from being here. The conversations that you have in this space are just astounding.
Well, let's keep it up. I really appreciate it. And David and Jacob, I see you've got a good setup there now in your shop in Beacon. Can you unmute and say hi? Unless I've muted you. Let me make sure I haven't. Oh, there we go. You should be all set. Okay, you should be good.
Yes. Good morning.
Hey,
Can you hear
guys.
us?
Have you and you and the Nields must have
Hey,
intersected
hello,
at
everyone.
some point too?
I'm not sure we have. Can you
You know,
hear
it's
us?
a good point.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Are we moving on your
yeah.
screen? Because we're frozen on our screen.
Oh, we can hear you
You're
fine.
frozen.
If you want to disconnect and come back in.
I think we'll do that.
Yeah, just like, literally disconnect and come back in, but because your audio is fine.
good morning,
So,
Andy.
wow. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. We
How are you
decided
doing?
to set up in on Main Street here in our shop this week. I bought one of those.
Lots of things to pick from.
Yeah, I bought one of those Focusrite things to plug into because I wanted to start doing live streams in my apartment.
In fact, can you give us a sound check? I'm going to tap this mic and make sure it's not the. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
we're active.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so let's go for it. Play a tune.
We thought this was active and nothing was happening. Hey, Rachel, nice to see you. You're always so positive. I just love hearing you.
Yeah,
Great energy. Thank you.
That's always great to see you guys.
here's a tune that is kind of in the theme of what we've been doing here, I guess, so far. It's never makes it onto my set lists, but it's kind of an urban story. Let's hear it. Here we go. Rose lived on the south side, one boulevard place, with 2 carats of gold and a smile on her face. Johnny worked hard in the Michigan line. Operator, can you give me a sign? Can you give me a sign? Can you give me a sign? The wind will carry you home. The wind will carry you home. The wind will carry you home. Sword from a stone. Johnny worked nights when she was away, swept by the D train on a platform today. Please sign on the dotted and don't hesitate. She stepped onto the wire and oh, did it break? The wind will carry you home. The wind will carry you home. The wind will carry you home. Sword from a stone. Righting these wrongs didn't get Jupiter her star. Throwing some rocks at someone's fancy sports car. A fight's not a fight unless you mean it that way. So someone took the life of sweet Rose away. The wind will carry you home. The wind will carry you home.
carry you home. Sword from a stone. Yeah,
Wow.
it's all one.
Nice, Jacob. I
Yeah.
tell you, I don't want to embarrass you, but having known you since you were a toddler, spinning in circles at the Clearwater Festival,
Yeah.
dancing to great music, it's wonderful to see you making this serious way in the music world,
Thank you.
and with your dad by your side. That's
Oh,
just
your
really
writing is
cool.
just growing.
Really cool.
We sang along with you from here.
That's a beautiful song. It's just a
Oh.
beautiful song.
Yeah.
That is, it's
Appreciate it.
great.
And
Great
you're getting
chorus.
you're
Great
getting lots
chorus.
of claps here from the from Brazil, actually. Luis
Brazil,
Enrique
huh?
is in Brazil. There's people who've been on in the audience on these things from Afghanistan, Nepal, Brazil, India,
Very cool.
Wow.
again Zambia. So it's wonderful to connect that way too. Hoping everyone out there listening, think about sharing the link you're watching on right now with some friends if they have time. And everyone should know that this gets archived immediately, and you can play it like a podcast anytime. So these are all, just around on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, wherever streaming things can be found. So I'd love it if Nerissa and Katryna could contribute another tune now too.
Yeah.
So we're going to sing a song you all know, but we changed the words. Some of the words.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed her grace on thee, and crown thy good in neighborhoods from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for reason led the founding of our rules, the balance of the power trumps the tyranny of fools. America, America, God meant thine every flaw. Confirm thy soul in self-control, thy liberty in law. Oh, beautiful our open skies, how far our eyes do go. We crave a land unlimited by anyone's control. America, our liberty has blinded us with greed. Our bounty has deluded us to take more than we need. How humbling our grace bestowed on our unworthy heads, when we the people turn our backs on families that fled. America, our borders ache. Oh, let us find our soul. Unite the families torn apart, each broken heart be whole. How beautiful to make amends for our
abhorrent acts. Our country built by labor forced on stolen lands and backs. America, repent for this. Repair and say what's true. Let equity our promise be. Declare these truths anew. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plains. America, God shed her grace on me. Confirm thy good in neighborhoods, from sea to shining sea.
I'm speechless.
Oh, I was thinking, are you muted?
I was muted, but I'm speechless. I was mute and muted. Wow.
We have that Nerissa rewrote a bunch of those words, and we've included it on our last record, and then she wrote that new verse, the second to last verse, in the last couple of weeks.
After the
And-
murder of George Floyd. Of course,
Right.
like so many white people who thought they were woke before we realized how far we have to go. And so it didn't feel right to even to make a video until something was said about that. So anyway, we just made it with the help of Dar Williams, Chris Smither, Peter Mulvey, Calliope Jones, Ben Demarath,
Vance Gilbert.
Vance Gilbert. You have to watch the video just
I
to see
saw.
Vance.
I tweeted it and Facebooked it
Aw,
earlier. That
thank you.
his there were many amazing contributions to that song, but that one was really mind blowing. It's true.
Yeah, pretty special. He's pretty amazing.
Well, it's great to have you here. If you can
Thank
hang
you.
in a little
Thanks for
longer,
having
hang
us.
on as long as you can. We'll have music through at least noon. I think we might go a little long today.
Well,
because
we're
there's so
going
many
to
good
take
people
ourselves
here.
out of the video for now and just watch.
Great.
And thank you so much, Andrew, for and Reggie. I just am going to miss you so much at Falcon Ridge this year. It's so good to
I
get to
know.
see you, even though you're this big on a screen. And you brothers that I haven't met before, I'm
that's
going
a
to
dad
follow
and a
you.
son.
Father
oh,
and
that's
son.
a dad and a son, you guys. Dad, what are you drinking? Because you look good, Dad.
That's pretty funny.
Thank
David,
you, friends.
thank you for being here. So yeah, pop into
Be
the
well,
green
both of you.
room and have some of the M&Ms and grab yourself
yeah.
a
But only the green ones.
exactly right. That was wonderful. Thanks again.
Thank you.
So, and here we're adding now a couple more people. I see. Here's Claudia tuning up. Regulars.
me.
That's okay. No. So it's really hot here, although it's a tiny bit less hot today in the Hudson Valley. But I know down in Texas, I was looking at the maps.
Oh yeah, it was 105 yesterday.
That's Texas. But it was dry heat. Dry.
No, it's not actually. It's been humid lately. It's just horrible. You just
Hey,
don't
Andy,
go out. Yeah, it's bad.
Andy, it's amazing that they sang that song right now because Pat and I decided that we thought we were going to play, and it just fits perfectly right afterwards. So,
well, cool.
Yeah.
So how about it? That's great to see the two of you together. I mean, you
yeah,
live-
no, we're slowly building it back up. Pretty soon, we'll all get together again.
Yes.
Yep.
Anyhow, we're going to play this song that's written in the voice of an ICE agent working down there at the border near where you live in Claudia. So. It's called Shaken. Yo, Chico, ven aquí. Can't you see I've got the power? By the way I glare and walk, you should tremble, you should cower. You better listen when I talk. Are you shaking? Are you shaking? Does it matter that it's wrong? We'll send you back where you belong. So you had to flee your homeland from the gang wars and the rapes. You seek a land of peace and plenty. Your family paid for your escape. Are you shaken?
Is the promise true?
Are you shaken?
We'll turn our backs on you.
It doesn't matter if it's wrong. We'll send you back where you belong.
You thread through jungles and through deserts for the hope of some relief. You put your faith in some coyote who turned out to be a thief.
Are you shaken? Don't you understand? Are you shaken? This is not your land. Doesn't matter if it's wrong. We'll send you back where you belong.
Now you're a stranger in a strange land, yeah. Always lived within the law. Doesn't matter that you're honest. It only matters that you're poor.
Are you shaken as your dream just died? Are you shaken? No one can hear you cry. Doesn't matter if it's wrong. We'll send you back where you belong.
Now what
Happened to the dream and my right to live free? It seems it's only for you. I guess it isn't for me. Oh yeah. You miss your mama and your papa, separated by the wall. You spend your days and nights in cages. There isn't anyone to call. Are you shaken? You think of home and weep. Are you shaken? You cry yourself to sleep. Well, no matter if that's true, we're gonna do just what we do. Can't you see that statue's cracking? Pretty soon it's gonna fall. You keep your tired, huddled masses. This is why we built that wall. Are you shaken? Hungry, scared, and cold. Are you shaken? You're just 10 years old. Well, no matter if that's true, we're gonna do just what we do. So if you're thinking that you're brave, if you're thinking that you're strong, we'll send you back to your shithole.
Yeah, you won't be here for long. Are you shaking? Can you feel the hate? Are you shaking as we seal your fate? Well, doesn't matter if that's true. We're gonna do just what we do. It's not a Christian thing to do. We're gonna do just what we do. 'Cause we're the Iceman coming through. We're gonna do just what we do.
Man, yeah, that's worth a. That's great. I can't remember. Did you guys write
Straight
that?
up.
Yeah, we wrote that a while ago, and it's a hard song to sing because to put yourself in the voice of the Iceman, it's like you kind of take a shower afterwards. But
I'll tell you, Patrick Jones, I've known for a long time. You are a great songwriter, and David Ross, you're officially a great songwriter. I remember, you crept into that part of this process the last couple of years.
I'm more of a curator than a songwriter.
David's got a great work ethic, and that's one thing he'll never tell you, but I need to say.
Well, I'll tell you, Claudia talks about the work ethic of songwriting all the time, and the weekly sessions.
It's a really hard thing to do. It's harder than any other art form that I know. And, I've been working in art museums and working with artists for 40 years, but nothing is as hard as writing songs. I imagine a painter could say the same thing at a certain point, but God, songwriting, you have to think about how every word is going to be received, how every word is going to be understood.
And then there's the music part.
Then there is that too. There was one other song
we had to get to Claudia. David?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, sure.
So Claudia, we were talking about Wimberley, Texas. I just was on Twitter the last couple of days with a ICU physician in I think Houston who's dealing with the same kind of surge we had in New York City. And it was nightmarish to hear his description.
Yeah.
So just generally, how you doing? And if you have a song to share that fits this arts and hearts concept, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Personally, we're doing fine, just dealing with all the little things. And now people are starting to take it seriously because it is getting in the cities to kind of New York City levels. And also it's now starting, we're getting huge increases out here in the country. And I think people are finally, last night I went to my H-E-B grocery store and everybody had a mask on. There was a couple walking in with a baby that didn't, and everyone was looking at them because the door guy missed them. So, it's Austin's about to start charging $2,000 fines for people who don't wear masks, and the governor has indicated that he will not oppose it because usually they oppose things like that Austin does. But anyway, I'm going to play a more personal song, I think. Just about thinking about this came from a remark that I was at a songwriters show, and Bruce Robinson, who's a really fine songwriter, his sister's my neighbor too, which is kind of cool, but he's a great songwriter, so is she. And he made a remark that's saying, I feel like it's not my world anymore. And this was a long time ago. This was quite a few years ago. But that stuck in my head. And, he said, yeah, when in your 20s, you feel like it's your world. And, and just you don't even think about it. And then it comes to a certain point where things start seeming a little different. So that's what started this song. It's called The Days. Thinking back to those early days, and memories as warm as the nights of June and July, the summer haze, county roads and city escapes. We laughed till we nearly cried, love so hard I thought that we would break. It was our word and it was our time. time. We made all our plans to leave the home behind. Those were our days. Those were our days. Well, maybe it's not my world anymore. It's blazing like a house on fire. I can't tell what all the hurry-up's for, but the truth still resonates. The spark in my lover's eye, clear blue skies and what feels like fate. This is our world, and these are the times. And taking what's best, I'll leave the rest behind. These are the days. These are the days. These are the days. These are the days. It's a new world, and these are new times. So we got new plans, oh, yours and mine. These are the days. These are the days. These are the days. These are the days. The days. The days.
Thanks, guys.
These are indeed the days. There was this Cornell professor, I think he's actually a professor in the business school, who gave a lecture once years ago on what he called chronocentrism, which is this idea that every generation thinks it's special, you know,
Yeah.
and so every moment seems special. But I'll tell you, this combination we have right now of urge for racial equality, pandemic, economic implosion, background forcing of climate change makes this an incredible moment. It's just
Yeah.
no way around it. It's not
Well,
like most times.
It's not, and it just really sort of reminds me, strikes me. I was a little kid in 1968, and that year just seemed, every day just seemed like something monumental was coming on. And living in the New York suburbs and turning on the news and seeing, you know, the hard hats and the protesters go into battle, and then, you know, with Martin Luther King being assassinated and Bobby Kennedy, and then the election and and my mom sitting there ironing, because women ironed back in those days, and watching the Democratic convention and the people getting arrested and the reporters getting arrested and the people getting beat in the streets. And it just seemed like, you know, and I was little, and it was like, and it seems like this year just seems like that to me. You know?
Yeah. What's the name of that last song you sang there? Louise in Brazil was asking the name of
Oh, The Days. Yeah.
The Days. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, someone once told me, make the title exactly, the one thing you're singing, right, Reggie? He's laughing.
Right.
And it's like, it's true because, yeah. Like, that song you kept singing with The Days. Well, it's called The Days, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Reggie, is there one more you can sing before and then guys, David and Patrick and Jacob and David, can you stay a little bit longer than noon? Because I don't want to, I want to make sure we get in a full complement of tunes here. So Reggie, maybe one more from you before we head forward into the rest of the day.
Yeah, well, Claudia mentions 1968, that I was a sophomore in high school. And it was a huge year for me because we had a race riot in my high school.
Wow.
And I just wrote a story on that recently, but sort of blends into that whole idea of the world being opened up. And it was certainly a wake-up call for me living in Philadelphia. And well, so many thoughts come, but yeah, I'll Claudia, I tell you, I wish we lived near each other. Your songs are just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So this song is called "Love Guides the Wounded Heart," and took a long time for me to arrive at that title. It is in the song, but it doesn't get repeated. So. Long years now gone, and here we stand in ruins on this troubled land. Young hearts lie dead in fields of shame. Their loved ones weep, yet nothing's gained. Some say this is a right we choose, one God decrees we should not lose. So as we fight to make a stand, the blood pours out across the land. So sing it loudly as you go, a sad refrain we've come to know. Our hearts remind us once again, violence is a bitter friend. We seem to love the thrill of war. Our passions fail us to the core. Our spent emotions we deny as hope fades out and millions die. This is no noble cross we bear, no sacred cause lies hidden there. As human lives are passed for gold, we sacrifice both young and old. So sing it loudly as you go, a sad refrain we've come to know. Our hearts remind us once again, violence is a bitter friend. No more auction block for me. No more auction block for me. No more. No more. No more auction block for me. No more. Our silence will never set us free. So now our stories must be told, and since we've all been bought and sold, it's up to us to shift the frame, so future hearts won't bear this pain. So sing it loudly as as you go, so every child might come to know that hope lives on. That's where we start, and love will guide the wounded heart.
What a great song.
Oh,
Wow.
it's beautiful.
Wow. You know, there's this artist in Boston named Steve Locke, and he tried to do a public art piece at Faneuil Hall where he was going to recreate the slave auction block that stood right outside of Faneuil Hall, but the city wouldn't let him do it.
Wow.
They didn't want to recognize that part of their past. You know, one thing to recognize the Tea Party, you know, but it's another thing to recognize that a lot of those Tea Party guys were still slave owners and buyers and sellers. And it's the part of our history that we have to acknowledge if we're going to move past it.
Yeah. Thank you, Dave.
So thank you for that, Reggie.
Yeah.
Putting that refrain into that song is really important.
And the music, Reggie, it's just
Beautiful.
It's exquisite. It was exquisite.
Yeah.
This is the big leap.
Melody.
Thank you all. What a day.
Wow. So David's and David's, David and Jacob and David and Patrick. Do you guys have one more tune each to take us toward the end of this morning?
Sure.
By the way, this afternoon I'm on a session, a disaster communication workshop, starting around 1:30. So it's going to be a busy day for me. And
sounds like fun.
We have to figure out that technical stuff too, even as we focus on our hearts and arts.
Well, which David is going to go first? I think David Burns should go first always.
Yeah. And Andy, I just wanted to say to everybody, all the musicians, I watched your show on Monday, and it was so inspiring. I mean, you know, these shows are great all through the week. So
good.
Just wanted to kind of give that a
Trying
little.
to keep it up. Thank you.
Yes.
So what you got, David and Jacob?
You're muted.
You're muted. Maybe I have to. Oh, do I have to unmute you? Hold on. Oh, so sorry, guys.
That's okay.
I didn't mean to stuff a rag in your mouths.
We're used to it. No, I'm joking.
Here's a song I wrote over 20 years ago, but after what's been going on, I'm going to just bring it out one more time. I actually wrote it when I was reading Al Gore's book, and which you're familiar with, Earth in the Balance. And there's a section in there where he explains that scientists have discovered that the human body is made out of such percentage of nitrogen and such a percentage of water and so forth. And I guess that's true. We're all made of the same stuff. Even the people we disagree with are made of that stuff too.
That's right.
Well, I've heard it said that all people are different. I've heard it said all people are the same. Scientists give us a wonderful answer. For now we know precisely what we're made from. 1% phosphorus, 1.4% calcium, carbon and nitrogen, 26%. Then we are 71% water and smaller amounts of 40 other elements. Well, I know a rich man who runs a great factory, and he pays his workers less than he should pay. Billows the black smoke right out of the smokestack. What kind of person does an evil thing? He's 1% phosphorus, 1.4% calcium, carbon and nitrogen, 26%. Then he is 71% water and smaller amounts of 40 other elements. Some people have wills that are made out of iron. Some people's muscles are made right out of steel. Some people naturally throw up a roadblock. Others know just how to grease the wheel. Oh, 1% phosphorus, 1.4% calcium, carbon and nitrogen, 26%. Then we are 71% water and smaller amounts of 40 other elements. So tell me, why is it so that some people have nothing? Why is it some should rise while others fall? Isn't it fair to share all that we have now that we know for sure that all of us are 1% phosphorus, 1.4% calcium, carbon and nitrogen, 26%. Then we are 71% water and smaller amounts of 40 other elements. We are all equal in the eyes of science. We are all equal in the eyes of God. We are all equal in the Constitution. Someday we'll treat each other like we're made from 1% phosphorus, 1.4% calcium, carbon and nitrogen, 26%. Then we are 71% water and smaller amounts of 40 other elements.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
It makes me sad, though, because Pete Seeger would have loved it.
Absolutely. We were thinking the same thing. It's such a Pete song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like his song about English is so crazy and so many other tunes he used to do. I just love that. That was great, David and Jacob.
Well, of all the things that rubbed off on you, David Burns,
Yeah.
Pete Seeger rubbed off a lot, and that's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit in both directions, actually, I think, too.
Yeah,
it's great.
Very true.
Yeah. So David and Patrick Jones.
Well, we have one more song to sing, and it's a song that I'm singing to dedicate it to my friend Eli, whose wife passed away this week, and we're all thinking about that great love that they had for each other. And sometimes you want to sing about great love, and so we're going to sing a Dylan song from '97 from that Time Out of Mine album called "To Make You Feel My Love."
And I'm just going to say a farewell to Claudia, who waved virtually. She's got to go, and stay cool down there. And I'm glad to hear the community there is starting to behave like a community at risk.
Yeah.
And
Stay healthy, stay safe, Claudia.
Thank you. Nice hearing y'all, guys. It was great.
Nice to see you and hear you.
Thank you for your conscious songs.
Yeah.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I would offer you a warm embrace. Make you feel my love. When evening shadows and the stars appear, and there's no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for 1,000,000 years. Make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong. Known it from the moment that we met. No doubt in my mind where you belong. I'd go hungry, I'd go blind for you. I'd go crawling down the avenue. There's nothing that I wouldn't do. Make you feel my love. Raging on the rolling sea and on the highways of regret. The winds of change are blowing wild and free. Oh, you ain't seen nothing like me yet. I couldn't make you happy, make your dreams come true. There's nothing that I would not do. Go to the ends of the earth for you, make you feel my love. There's nothing that I wouldn't do, make you feel my love.
Gorgeous, beautiful, sweet and nice. It's actually a nice way to cap this morning and this day. Katie Coleman and Trouble Sisters signed off that set they did earlier at the beginning.
Wasn't that
was just
amazing?
Fantastic.
Wasn't that amazing?
Fantastic. And it's great to end the Nields. Those songs were so intense.
You got a primetime show here now, Andy.
Yeah,
I don't know if you want to keep us buried on Sunday mornings. I think this is time to go big time with it.
Well, it's a spot, finding the right moment for these things is hard, but I think Sunday mornings for me is the only time for recharge. And I'm going to say briefly here, Sustain What is a global online conversation identifying solutions to the complicated, shape-shifting, and epic challenges of humanity's great acceleration, which we've been on for about 50 years, and now, of course, we're facing a great pause enforced on us by biology. Hopefully we're listening to this virus more. It sounds like if Texas is catching on, that maybe we can slow this thing down and manage it. A prime focus is making sense of and getting the most out of the planet's fast-forward information environment. It's the one Earth system changing faster than the actual environment we live in. The webcast is produced as part of my work building Columbia University's new Earth Institute initiative on communication and sustainability. For the time being, these sessions are focusing on mitigating the unfolding COVID-19 pandemic and related disasters and on building a more cohesive society. But we're going to go into all kinds of issues going forward. So please share this, share your ideas with me. Look at the little banner at the bottom. You can find ways to get in touch. Share this as soon as we're done with whatever link you're watching on. Share it with a friend. And it can be watched like a podcast, not live. And tune in next Sunday, and always Wednesdays. This Wednesday is on disaster risk communication. Next Friday, again, is on the media and COVID-19, and on we go. Thank you, David. Thank you, David. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Jacob. And to everyone who was here earlier in the day.
Thanks for doing this for everybody, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
And on with the day.